Garth's a goat. I've been thinking about what my tier list categories, and I'm like, it's gonna be goat, great, good, okay, and why, something like that. Just so like you'd be like, if they weren't good, they were okay, and if they weren't okay, why are they there? But I think like even there weren't too many drivers that weren't okay. So, but GOAT is probably like Stephen Richards is great, Greg Murphy's great, but they're not GOATs. GOAT, and I think Tander, Scaife, Enduro pairing cursed. Yes, 2006, 2008. Yes, that's fair. And maybe too late as well. You know, Garth stayed at GRM for a long time. He could have. I don't know if there was an option for him to go to HRT for 2003. But and maybe would have been cool if HRT grabbed him for 2001. Could you imagine 2001 Tander Scaife at HRT? That would be incredible. That would be the best thing. Because Garth's a goat. He would have been. I just can't even imagine because Bridie was not going to be that good. Yes, Tander would be the 7-time champion. Oh my god. You reckon that Garth would have done a better job in 04? So let's say Garth wins in 03. In 04, he was green then though. Yeah, so Garth made a few mistakes in 2000. I think by 2001 though, he was pretty solid. The car at GRM was mid-pack. It was not going to be winning races. It was not going to be getting podiums unless other people crashed. They weren't. I said GRM was pretty much off the pace for 7 years until that from 2001 to 2007, and in 2008 they finally got back where they were. So I think Garth would have been good in 01 and 02 and 03 as well. But in 04 with HRT, they probably wouldn't have won the championship. So 05 he wins the championship. 06, if he's lucky, wins the championship, but 06 was cursed for HRT. 07, maybe the cars weren't quite there. It would have been. He must have been close because like the HSV cars and the HRT cars must have been close enough that Garth probably would have been able to drag a result out of it. And then 2008, he was obviously there, and the cars were there in 07. You reckon the HRT cars were good enough for championships in 07? Yeah, I think so. They were in 07. Okay, I'll have to look into it. Because I know in 06 they were, but I wasn't sure about 07 because HSV, HRT, I think they were all like they're all Dencar chassis. They sold so many rounds. Okay, they should have won in Darwin. Yeah, they won Eastern Creek. Yep. What else? I think Todd won. Winton would have been easy if Todd wasn't doing BS. All right, yeah. So, okay. So we say Garth wins 01, 02, 03, 05, 06, 07. So Garth's a 7-time champion by 2007. That's good. And then he goes down as the greatest of all time by then, and he probably doesn't do an extra 9 years of driving for HRT. Adelaide too, yeah. Well, obviously Todd was on the podium, so must have had a good shot. I think Scafey something happened, and his wins would reflect. Yeah, so I think Garth definitely would have been at like 100 wins. He would have been the best driver of all time, stats wise, by 2007. Just getting the opportunity. But HRT weren't like that. They weren't ballsy like that. And the problem is with GRM as a team is that people just they like Gary, they respect Gary, and they want to give him the respect back. And Scapey would have been gone earlier. Okay. So in this perfect world, yeah, suppose can't get spanked that many times and keep driving. He managed to do that with Todd. Todd was beating him from '04 to '07, and guess who lost their drive? Wasn't Scaife. So, but Todd wasn't winning shit though. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, hang on. Let's look at this. The winning puts pressure on Scaife. Okay. Yeah. Because Todd did win a bunch of races, but yeah, I think that Scafey on his day, even in his worst year, was still winning races, whereas Todd was more consistent, and that's what put him further up in the championship. So when would Garth have retired? He would have retired earlier, I think. Um, he probably would have done like Todd was beating Scaife. We all knew Scaife was still the better driver. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Todd was very good. Todd was very good, but he wasn't. I'd even say Todd was great, but he wasn't GOAT. He was great. Like could win Bathurst. Maybe could have won a championship, but things just didn't work out. Midfield driver that got good machinery. Yeah. I mean, like, how many pole positions did he get? He didn't get that many poles, did he? But, and you could say the same thing about Rick Kelly as well. But, yeah, so maybe the Kelly brothers were just fortunate.